Queen d2, queen d4. Looking for a queen move. This is looking great for Levon. Oh, never mind.
Oh, queen takes f5, and it's double
Another,
check for mate, everybody.
another mistake
If
here.
pawn takes, I'm going to show you the
Hikaru is
tactic
sharper
while I
right
can.
now.
If pawn takes, knight f3 was checkmate.
Oh,
We are now joined by Grandmaster Eric Hansen. Eric, what's going on, buddy? You've been watching things, right, from the chat. How you doing?
I'm doing a lot better today, Danny, because I'm not getting my butt kicked by everyone in the field.
All right, well, it's a tough field yesterday, and obviously sometimes when the momentum's going against your way, it looks worse than it actually is. So we're not going to hold that against you. You are one of the top bullet chess players on Chess.com, and we have you here for a reason. So, of all the matches, let me ask you, all the quarterfinal matches you just saw, which was your favorite?
My favorites, it's going to be the easy answer. Just Faruja against Hikaru. It
Okay.
felt like a final, a championship match.
Yep.
The other ones were really good as well. The one that just finished between MBL and Perez Ponza was great. But honest, like Faruja, he's the future, and there's a lot of intrigue there from my perspective.
Absolutely, and as I just said off camera, I mean for a second there I thought he might pull the upset. I'm not surprised at all, and I expected honestly Hikaru to win the match. I guess I know Farouj is the future, but I didn't expect it to even be as close as it was. So Hikaru keeping his nerves together gets a ton of credit, and did indeed fight back. If you're just getting here, everybody, you saw the scoreboard. Levon Aronian, Hikaru's new opponent. He made quick work of Sergei Karyakin. A lot of connectivity issues, so we're not going to talk too much about it other than say Levon has earned his spot here. What does he need to do to pull the upset that will make history?
I think Levon's going to have to play faster than he's ever played because Speed Chess Championships, which Levon has done and done well in, is 1-1 time control.
Right.
I think Levon can get better positions against Hikaru than Faruja. Faruja just didn't. He just was very resilient today. But I really think he's going to be behind on the clock, and he's going to have to play much faster than normal. But
Everyone's seeing our run of show document on camera right now. Just giving my producer a heads up. We have a run of show document, which is how we keep things organized and professional at Chess.com. Outlines everything that we do. That's where they try to keep me on script, Eric, because I love to go off script. They try to
I
keep me reined
I'm
in, but they
I'm
can't hold
very
me down.
down to go off script, as you know.
they can't they
Especially.
can't hold us down, dude. We are going to have a blast here. For those of you just getting here, the semifinals are about to begin. We will now have 60-minute matches. So a full hour with a break planned at the halfway point. So at about 30 minutes, there's a planned break where each player will have a chance to take a breath, collect themselves, maybe stop the bleeding if somebody's on a slide. Then we will have the back half of a final 30-minute segment. There is actually an option for the first time. We never had this in the SCC, Eric, to resign a match. So at 45 minutes, if somebody is losing really badly, they have the option to resign. We hope we're not in that spot, but just giving everybody the information. Um, and all right, dude. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. I'm just gathering myself and excited to have you here, and this is going to be a fun few hours.
Yeah, no, I'm really excited for it as well. I think that none of the players are going to be the type to resign. That's a new concept, and I guess it's going to take for someone to do it before everyone else does. You sort of, well, you'd never want to be first
Right,
first to admit that. But
right.
Levon's team just won the Bundesliga today, so it's not like, unlike Sergey or some of the players in Shamkir, at least they can relax a little bit. They had a
Yeah.
yeah, so I think they're
And
in a bit of a better mood.
if you look behind Levon, everybody, you may recognize that spot as he just vacated the chair, that being Maxime Vacher-Lagrave, to let Levon sit down. They are actually on the same team at the Bundesliga, and as Eric just said, they won earlier today, so I think they have a team dinner after this. Congratulations to Lev and Maxime, and we'll see if Levon can have as good a luck in that seat as MVL just did, right?
For sure.
All right. Well, I don't got much else to say, dude. I got my sippy cup here in case things get weird. We'll avoid a Zamboni, right? When's our next chess brawl party, by the way? In San Francisco. Did you tell
Yes.
everybody the good news?
Abs- I tweeted about it. I told some people in the chat who were, coming after me. I said, hey, 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 wait till next month, and you can flame me in person. I will be in San Francisco for the Pro League finals and doing a simul amongst other things.
Going to
So
be exciting. I apologize to everybody. Apparently, I wasn't following our players, and I didn't see that the match had begun. But Eric, here we go.
yeah, no, I'm thinking that, Danny, there's a huge difference between 30 minutes and an hour, and Hikaru is more of a favorite the longer the match goes on. As Hess alluded to earlier, in a longer match, the stronger player, maybe like less of a bull player. Not that Levon's a bull player, but I think
Right.
if you're a favorite, it gives you more time to establish that, or it's a lot harder to catch up if you're not as
Now,
used
I
to
said
a long
earlier,
match.
Eric, that I think for someone to pull the upset, do the unthinkable, and beat Hikaru in this format, you really have to go after his pet
Yeah,
line, his
for sure.
stuff, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
know much better than I do exactly how dangerous Hikaru is in this double fee and Keto hedgehog kind of system. So, what are your thoughts on facing somebody who plays something that you know is a little dubious, but he just plays it so well and he knows those positions? How do you deal with that?
I still don't know how, and I think Farouk just said something similar because even in Blitz it works. But Hikaru often doesn't play it as much against top players. He has some other weapons as well. This game, by the way, Levon had a great position,
Yeah, he
and
did.
initiative disappeared when the queens went off. But up until then, I thought Black had great chances.
But okay, look at the clock. Levon holding his own right now. Okay, it's close enough.
He needs to
Um,
make up 2 seconds. The knight is preferable. Um, Problem is, I haven't seen Levon in a lot of time scrambles. He could be good. Oh,
okay,
oh,
he
there we
wins the
go.
e5
There we
pawn, and
go.
maybe he has a chance. There he goes. Bishop takes e5.
Oh,
Hikaru's going to make this really
God.
hard. Oh, Levon's going to walk the
Knight
king through the
H8, Knight
back
H8,
door.
Danny. King G6. He found it. Knight H8, King
Dude,
G6.
you found it. What a nice find, Eric.
There we
Welcome
go.
to the show, buddy. That was nice.
Well, I mean, you knew Hikaru was probably going to flag him if he doesn't do that. If you just shuffle around, I mean, bad things are going to happen. And that
you
was
you love to see Hikaru laugh there with that refusal to take the draw, the little last few moves there. Okay, so nerves out of the way. Levon gets a half a point, right? Got to be feeling okay.
for sure. And I mean, we don't know how good Hikaru was playing today. Like in his
Right,
first match, as you say, he had some good positions, but he was blundering a lot, and it
right.
wasn't long enough to tell if he can like we don't know I don't know what to expect. He hasn't played his best. He hasn't played his worst. But
Right.
if Levon catches a good moment, I think he can definitely
Who
score.
knows? Right. And you're right. I mean, the way this has to happen is it has to be a few wins for Levon and somehow Hikaru to get on a bit of a tilt, right? Because
Yeah,
we know he plays more online bullet than pretty much any of those elite super GMs.
Yeah.
And um, okay, but Hikaru right now trying to launch an attack on the king side for the piece he sacrificed, and
Yeah,
I'm
the 13 seconds, 15 seconds that Hikaru's up, and now he's oh, he just
he
blunder?
just
There's Rook D2 would have.
yeah, Rook
There's
D2 is
some
on the board. I
tactics
mean,
looming here.
okay, it looks like
Although
Hikaru has worked himself back in.
worked himself
Yeah,
back in.
F2 is a problem.
Paul's gonna try to trade queens, but there's the time situation. I think White's doing really well here, Danny. That's a better bishop than
Yep,
Black's bishop on G7. The king is less safe. I
you
actually like
got
the double F pawns.
you got to guard F pawn, but if you can get the light squares going, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, here comes the C pawn, Charlie.
Charlie the C pawn is coming soon. He's sacrificing a pawn for the attack, but there's no follow-up check.
Ooh, that
Pawn
could be a big mistake.
this.
Nice move, Rook C6 to stop
There's
E4
almost
check,
a mate
everybody.
here. Watch out. White has to do that because there were some mating ideas.
He's going to walk the king up, but
Now
can he get
this is
out of
just too much
checks?
of
I
a
think he
time
does.
advantage to give Hikaru though. He's got to go for a mate, Danny. There's no way to play this
Six
otherwise.
seconds, right? Yeah, out of time for anything else, anything less. Hikaru shakes his head, not happy with that game, but okay, gotta be happy.
That
That
was
was
a win for Hikaru because he was up 13 seconds in the middle game, and it just you can't make that up unless you check.
But you know that shrug by Hikaru well, right? He beats you, but then he still shakes his head as if he did it wrong. It's so frustrating, right?
It is.
It's frustrating.
I mean, you're talking to a guy who took a pretty bad beating less than a week ago, in person, a spanking.
Yeah, well, again, a lot of people have received it by the hands of Hikaru. So, all right, here he's again in his home
He's getting a
territory.
comfortable position. Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
Levon is. They're both dynamic players fighting for the initiative, but Levon has to pressure Hikaru. If we just have a maneuvering game like this, he's
Yep.
going to be slower. Like he is a
Eh,
slower player. Like that's the bottom
Yeah,
line.
you said it well, right? The maneuvering game has to favor Hikaru just because the clock will probably always
Yeah.
favor Hikaru.
No, this is already 10 seconds. Levon's got to start pushing G5, Danny. Start mixing it
Yeah, I
up
was
on
gonna
the
say
side.
G5, G4 feels like it's been. Oh, and he
There's a
blunders the E pawn.
blunder. White's just winning here. Up a pawn, up on time, and a very safe king.
And the queen just
And
got
there's the queen
trapped.
drop. Yeah, I mean
Hikaru just
that was
gave
almost too easy. No,
Hikaru just
honestly,
gave duck
like
lips number 3. Duck lips number 3 is
yeah,
this one. It means he trapped the queen. So there you go.
this is
Dude,
not a good start.
he's just so good here, Eric. Right? I mean,
This is not a good start
we
for
were trying
Levon.
to be polite, Robert and I, and at one point we both cracked and said he may ride Levon to 3,300.
I've been farmed to 3,300, so that process.
So you would be joined there, but all
I'll
right,
feel a lot better if someone else joins me for sure. And someone like Levon,
good
yeah,
company.
could happen. No,
All
but
right, well,
even now, he's down 10 seconds, Danny, and we're less than 20 moves in.
down 10 seconds, less than 20 moves in, like you
But
said.
this is a problem. Levon played, in the first matchup, he wasn't playing one of the bullet experts. He's
Right,
playing a colleague, an elite grandmaster.
right.
Hikaru's a top GM, but a bullet expert. Like he'll win. He'll be a favorite in the time scrambles, at pre-moving, at a lot of the other areas, and then they're pretty even in actual chess. And it's like, well, that you add all those things up, and he's a tremendous favorite in my opinion.
Well, and here we see Levon has outplayed Hikaru in this one,
Yes,
but the
and
question is, will it be enough?
that is very good right now. You just got to play
Oh,
that
bishop takes his check.
bishop takes check works.
He had bishop takes check and rook takes c2, and he missed it.
Now, oh, bishop c3, game over. There we
Ah,
go. I mean, Hikaru, that's an uncharacteristic blunder, right? He's
yep.
normally going to keep the knight and rook on the board and try to flag and at least prolong it, but
He's done that twice today. You saw the blunder he made to Ferrugia, similar tactic, right? Bishop fork of the king and rook.
yes, yes. So we've seen
Okay.
some blunders today by Hikaru, and that's good news for Aronian fans.
I don't know who the creeper is there who just walked by, gave like a real like I'm looking over your shoulder smile, and kept walking. Sorry, it was funny on camera.
yeah,
LOL. The all right. Well, if you're just with us, everybody, all 10,000 of you, this stuff is real. This show is hype. This is the Bullet Chess Championship. We are in the semifinals. The winner of this goes to the championship tomorrow. Again, if you didn't know, hit the follow button. Sunday we will have the championship and the consolation match. And right now, we still have another couple hours of elite bullet chess by these grandmasters.
Levon, you have to make a move. Knight e8, play something, but you can't be taking this much time in the
Yep.
middle game. That's a
Yeah,
60
Hikaru right in his
time
comfort zone if
advantage.
he's up 20
Hikaru
seconds.
hasn't, broken a sweat.
Yeah.
Now the only way for so the knight wants to go to g6 potentially. I'm thinking, but yeah, knight to g6, try to take over f4 h4.
I like it.
I think black's playing well, but just way too slow right now. And
He
so
gets
Levon's
bishop
definitely got
b6,
a
and now
knight
you can back up.
g6. There
Okay,
we
he
go.
sees it.
There's a pawn.
Yeah, Hikaru is
Levon's not
shaking his
playing
head. He's not
Hikaru here.
happy.
The knight's going to f4. Easy play
Again,
for black.
knight
f6,
c5
king
is coming,
f7.
though. You got to watch out for that.
Make
Yep.
some of the easy moves as black right now. Take advantage. He's trying to maximize e5. It's right in
Okay.
your face. It's a good move.
He's going to sack the exchange and play king e4. Oh, no, he's got a fork.
10 seconds. Levon needs to go
Yep.
for a home run here with that pawn. He needs to, but I don't think he's going to get it, Danny.
You got to just shut your eyes sometimes
Problem
and
is in
push.
the end games that you're winning, you're actually going to lose because
Yep.
you don't have enough time to trade off pieces.
Push him, baby. You got to push without thinking sometimes.
So, king e4. Oh, he's just going to move the knight back.
Yeah, and the
Watch
white
out,
king will run
pawn's
to b6.
Yeah, the knight's going to sacrifice for the f pawn, and you got two runners on the queen side. So this is now even, positionally
Yep.
winning for white. But
And there he goes.
Levon played great. Just really needs to play a little faster early on. The middle game he was okay, but he was down. 15 seconds.
I feel like Hikaru should give all of us who he's adopted just like a bobblehead of himself, like the bobblehead that he's doing right now,
So I've played Hikaru with 10-second odds before, and then it was a lot more even. Levon
Yeah.
here is playing like 15 seconds down in some of these middle games.
Right.
It's a little.
No, it's a great point, right? 10 seconds is usually about the advantage he has when that critical moment hits, right? And now all of a sudden he's got more time to find that tactic that you just don't have the ability to solve.
Username Naka _ adopts Eric, and he says Eric is my idol. Shout out.
Shout out. Thank you, everybody that's with us. We're watching both chats, Chess TV, Twitch.
Yeah.
And, oh man, Hikaru Nakamura is showing why he is who he is in Bullet.
So now he's got a great position with here pieces traded off, up on time, good pawn structure. White just got nothing. Like I expect in some openings, Levon can pressure Hikaru, but it hasn't occurred as much.
Yeah, he hasn't mixed it up enough, I think. And okay, now that you're removed from it and you're not the one trying to beat that opening that Hikaru often plays as white, what do you feel is objective?
Watch for the sacrifice. It could have been two pieces for the rook, but the king would have been very weak.
Yeah. Hikaru just bobbing his head. Watch out for b2.
You're going to ask something, Danny?
I'll wait till the white game because I want you to be able to say it from the white perspective, I think, for the viewers. But I'm really curious on what the overall thought is on how you should approach Hikaru's opening.
Yeah.
If you're removed from it and not involved in a battle, like what do you think objectively the best approach is for black against this b3 system?
I think Firouzja was getting good positions. Those games, if the players were watching, I thought black was doing fine there.
But again, Hikaru just
on the main lines.
He's just rocking his little heart out. He's dancing. He's a dancing queen. Someone throw on some ABBA and let's have a good time, right?
Hikaru is harder for me to play often as white than black because of those systems where I've fallen for this trick 40 times.
Yeah, 40
and you
times.
know what? So have some other of the top players, even in rapid or something.
And what's the trick? I'm going through the opening again.
That he can actually keep the pawn. That he can be a pawn grabber. That trick.
Yeah.
Trick is just like you can actually take the pawn, and normally you can't. And everyone falls for it. It's even in the chess databases.
Wow. Okay, so there you go, and that's the advantage of him playing this system so often. But you think Firouzja's games, if you're a bullet player out there, Eric, and you're like, how do I model myself after someone? You think Firouzja had some good positions as black against Hikaru earlier today?
Yeah. No, I think Hikaru sometimes you can, he's got his systems as white and it's very, very reliable, but I thought Firouzja was doing all right. Firouzja was really doing badly as white.
Yes.
And it's with these setups where Hikaru just sits back, plays a hippopotamus, and people just don't approach it the right way. And it's understandable. It's very hard.
You've got to go after that opening, right? You have to go big center and go home. You got to try to go for the kill.
What's the time situation? I see.
This is just getting worse and worse. Levon is Oh wait, I just looked
I
at the
see Daniel in
connection.
the chat here, another person who's played Hikaru a lot.
Yep, Dr. Dragonitsky says he overslept. It is Saturday. He is still in college. We'll forgive his Friday night. But okay, I mean, welcome here, Danya Naroditsky. Um, all right, well, Levon has got to speed up. Looks like the connection is recovering a little bit here,
Yeah,
but
I mean, Levon likes to play h4. This slow setup, I'm not sure. He can definitely outplay Hikaru here, but he's taking too much time. This
yeah,
this
and
is the first game now they're even at 50 seconds. I've been tracking at 50 seconds. What's the time
yeah,
situation at 40, at 30, and this is one of
and
the.
now Levon is actually up on the clock for the first. Is this the first time they've been even at 45 seconds? I wonder.
I think so.
Okay, so
Um,
here Levon has a great position, so no denying White's much better here, right? Or oh wait,
I
okay,
think
I'm
I
wrong.
think black. I think white's doing fine, but it's not so bad for black. The bishop on g3 is not in the game yet, and there's
Okay.
black's pretty well now.
Ah,
Black is
well, I spoke too soon, and then he just wins the pawn.
yeah, because the bishop pair wasn't easy to utilize in that
Yeah,
position. It's
I
it,
was I was looking at the knight on f5, and it kind of squirmed
yeah,
out of me that I thought White was better, but the truth
and
is,
now black
yeah.
is much better. I would try to fix the pawns, or he can try to play for b5, maybe try to fix the target there.
For the
Uh,
first time in the match, though, Levon seems to be emphasizing that he can't keep playing down on the clock like this. So, um,
b4. This is a critical line, but
catch
you
the
can play
pawn.
bishop c4 check. No, no, okay. Well, now this is
But c2 forces bishop e3,
yeah. You can't take the pawn because of f4,
and if king
shutting it
e2, there'll
out.
be knight f4 check.
Yeah, no, this is over.
Yeah, this is rough, rough stuff. You
You know,
can take on
one of the
g5,
frustrating things about playing Hikaru that sometimes you lose so badly, you don't even feel like you gave a fight.
right?
And often bullet games go down to the wire. We saw that in a lot of the matches. Hikaru can actually just wipe you out, up on time, up on position by like 20 seconds.
Levon
Because
pretty
like,
frustrated with the Wi-Fi there. You can tell from his
yeah,
connection that he's just not happy with the internet there, which is unfortunate. Um, and it may be something that we do what we can to see if he can test toward the back half. But at this point, not really much we can do if he's just not rocking a good and stable connection.
it
Well,
looks like
so
that's
like you,
recovered a little bit. But these solid positions, they favor Hikaru.
yep,
He knows how to make all the easy moves. Black is okay, but when we saw Hikaru lose games against Faruja, we saw what environment that was, and that was with tactics. Even though Hikaru is a fantastic calculator and tactician, he still blunders and makes mistakes,
yep.
and it's actually in these slow little setups that he can play the long game very very well.
Grandmaster Vallejo Pawns. Shout out to Vallejo, the streamer, hanging out in the Chess.com chat. Says he can confirm that Levon has a terrible internet connection because he's also playing in the Bundesliga in the same hotel. So that's frustrating to hear, but unfortunately, nothing we can do. But Donchenko chimes in. Another Grandmaster just hanging out says, yeah, but Karyakin's connection was worse, which is true.
Well, yes, yeah.
You
Chess
know,
events. The problem with chess events is there's too many chess players, Danny, and that means the Wi-Fi
yeah,
is.
they're all
Oh, queen
online at the
c4. I
same
mean,
time.
that's just that. This blunder was a little too much. Black had a terrible position, but that's another freebie. Hikaru is really finding his form right now.
Yep. I hope he's actually listening to music because if he's not and he's just doing this for us, then
I
it's
think
got to
he
get
is.
exhausting.
I think he is.
Okay. You hope so. Oh man. What do we think Hikaru's listening to? We're gonna ask him afterwards. You've played him to all kinds of tunes.
Yeah, he doesn't like our music, so it's not techno. That's what I can say.
Yeah, it's not house music. All right. All right,
Well,
man.
White
Well,
has a good
this is
position here. This is a very nice position. You're going to plant a knight on c5, play against the double e pawns and the isolated pawn on c6. Levon has no reason to be behind on the clock in this. This is an easy positional push. Double on the d file at some point, maybe play b3, but bring the king in. This is a very pleasant end game. Oh,
yeah. Okay.
c3. What is he? Is this a connection issue here?
No,
There's
I don't
eight
think so. I think he
seconds.
was actually thinking. Yeah.
There goes 8 seconds. That's how
Yep.
quick it is.
He's
And now
thinking.
rook c1,
Oh,
bishop g5.
it is a connection issue. You were right. Darn it.
Because rook c1, Hikaru's got another move, bishop g5, and he's just going to mix things up.
Yeah, and he's just losing on the clock here.
Yeah,
Just
and
has his terrible
and
Wi-Fi.
no, these tactics that are going to really throw um, Levon off.
Yep. And again, it's really difficult to play now that
Nasty,
he's.
nasty. Now you can even consider bringing the king in f5. Um, well,
Yep.
22nd. You just the only way to win is by checkmate.
Well, we have a poll in chat right now about who will win this match and play in the finals. I'm pretty sure that that might be the first ever Twitch poll that goes 100% one way, because at this point, it'd be hard for me to imagine someone thinking Levon's going to win. But it'll be interesting to see.
It's really very hard to bet against
Oh, who
Hikaru.
will they play? So the question is, regardless of who wins this match, who's going to win between MVL and Bortnick coming up right after this? That's going to be interesting. All right, well, Hikaru just beats him on time, and again, Levon just in a horrible situation right now because of
Danny,
the
I
internet.
know you guys are investing a lot of things, but we might need a chess.com satellite that beams into like wherever the players are playing. We might
I
need
know we need.
internet from space.
First of all, that's actually really not a bad. I mean, we
I know
buy
that's like
servers.
happening.
We buy servers all the time. We should be looking into some satellite tech. Like, I wonder what the future is with that. I was gonna say Google should just give the world free Wi-Fi at this point. Come on, can't they do something? But you
Yeah.
know, it's getting rough. There may be a Super Grandmaster adoption on the way
It's
here.
almost like you guys brought me in to relate to the situation. That's what it's
We
looking like
brought you
right
in
now.
because we
Because
needed we needed that feeling.
yes,
Now,
like I'm going to be interviewed as a past victim.
and you can talk to Levon about that. Now, somebody who would be adopted by you and Hikaru, 7 ways from Sunday. I don't have any legs to speak, but it is difficult to see the disparity between two guys that are normally equal over the board, right?
Yes,
Where Hikaru
absolutely,
is just so much
absolutely,
better.
absolutely. But in bullet, especially Levon, Levon had a professional match against Sergey. These guys aren't playing dirty moves against each other. Not that Hikaru needs to. They're not. They weren't engaged in like heavy time scrambles. Sergey had internet issues, but this is just like Hikaru's territory.
Yep.
He puts a lot more time into it, and
Shout out to Distant Fire hanging in the chat.
the internet doesn't help.
GM Vallejo also in the Twitch chat.
When I was playing in the Bundesliga, I didn't have internet in my hotel, and that was one of the. I just couldn't function.
You couldn't function without it,
Yeah.
right? You went full millennial, like you
Uh,
started having like twitches and
yeah.
seizures and stuff. Yeah. um, Eric, I'm gonna ask you, who do you think won the vote in the chat, MVL or Bortnick? If you had to
One.
guess,
MVL.
Bortnick took 82% of the vote to win over MVL. Yeah,
People change.
that's why I asked, because I was also shocked.
That's yeah. I'm surprised by the number more than the name.
Yep,
Well, maybe it's because they're betting MVLs with the same internet connection, Danny.
that's true. That's true. That's
Right.
actually a great point. Maxime is on the same
Queen
internet connection.
D4. There's
Queen D4's mate.
but like he's
Oh, it hurts. It
yeah.
hurts.
Levon was stuck with weaknesses that game. He's slower, passive position. When I think of Levon and think of how he outplays Hikaru, it's like in his trademark attacking style, initiative, exchange sacrifices. This
Right.
is this is an opening I like. I like this choice. I can
Okay.
get behind this already. I much prefer this uh, opening choice against Hikaru. Dynamic. Look at the pawns. It's okay.
Yep. And there we go.
Even if you're down a pawn, we're gonna get rid of that dark squared bishop. We're gonna play against the structure. I think there's
Yep.
some compensation here.
This is straightforward positional. This is right out of the Armenian playbook right here. A 94 check, knight g5. He's going to win a pawn.
Yeah, yeah, he is winning a pawn. Knight takes e5.
Yeah, Hikaru's shaking his head. He knows this is no
And
no
Levon
bueno.
has no reason not to play quickly. You're playing against a light squared bishop. All the dark squares are safe. Make some easy moves in here.
Yep. Yeah. Get the rook on the file. You only one only. Okay.
Hikaru
One
coming with
player
some
should be
quick
able to win
counterplay.
this.
I mean, rook c. Okay, he's bringing
There
the
was
king in.
there was rook
That's
takes f5 check there and then king e3 too. If Levon saw it.
yep. This is a winning endgame with correct play. I'd like to think, but Levon now
Ooh.
down 6 seconds, and Hikaru's king is
Got to
actually
get the c pawn involved. There you go.
king g4.
He'll play king d3 and
Three and
c3. But
there we go. Now we have a construction. Now you put the rook on c5.
yep.
and now you bring the other pawn in. This is looking like a win.
It should be straightforward.
This is hard
Hikaru
to mess up.
not happy. He's going to let his time run out,
This
take
is
a
where
breath.
Hikaru doesn't have like his counterplay.
Right. And you called it, Eric. I mean, this was an opening you liked from the beginning, right? So maybe Levon gets a bit of the memo there and tries to repeat that recipe.
I like the opening choice. That was
Yeah.
that was dynamic, ugly pawns for Hikaru, and no, it was good. Definitely, you do need to make adjustments. You
So
can't
now
keep
we're
playing
back
the
to
same game.
this. So Levon is employing this sort of reversed Tory, reverse London kind of structure against Hikaru's hippopotamus ready stuff. So
Mhm.
your thoughts on this for black and whether this is a good choice?
Well, so far the positions I'm seeing, I'm going to say no. I don't think Black's
Yeah.
having opening issues, but they're just drawn out games where Hikaru usually has a little bit more space, and he just builds up a time advantage with that. Here, Knight F3, King G2.
Yeah.
I expect some. Okay,
Oh, Bishop takes G6. He's just blundering now. Owie.
yeah.
Owie, owie, owie.
But if he didn't have that move, he doesn't actually have a break. Okay, this is a practical choice. Sacrifice. No, Bishop G4, Rook E1. You're not holding
Right.
this, and you're down on time. You're
But no, and I
sacrificing
agree, and I
time.
and I asked you about the approach by Levon. I wanted to hear your thoughts, but I don't believe that this is the right setup, especially in this type of bullet match where Hikaru is going to know these positions so well inside
Yeah,
and out.
yeah,
Objectively, I don't even know that that's the best way to play against the hippo anyway. With when you would
for
give
sure.
white these 95 kind of dark square control plans with the f pawn.
It's the close positions I struggle with the most against Hikaru. Even though
Yeah,
he's a very tactical player who does well in open positions, it's the close ones where he really plays a lot faster and
right,
understands the positions very well.
right. Okay, well Levon goes all in on
I
this
like it.
one.
Exchange sacrifice.
This is probably what he needs to do
No, this
more
is
of,
this
right?
is
Really
totally
mix it up.
totally good. It's a game here. You shouldn't be down that much time, but it's this is okay.
Whoa! Chess Bay coming through with the 20 gifted subs. We love you, lady. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that's here. This show's been hype all day, and we appreciate it. And thank you so much, Chess Bay. That was awesome.
Good
Wow. All
incentive to
right.
watch, guys. Look at those subs.
She's uh
Thank
she's
you.
gifting subs while Hikaru is doing work here. But this is a weird one. I mean, let's see if
Well, you
Levon can
sacrifice
make
two
something out of that
exchanges,
F
though.
pawn.
One of the real big issues with this game is the time. You don't have enough time to execute your attack if you're getting
Yeah.
behind so much as Levon. And he actually sacrificed almost because he didn't have time to think of other moves. He
And
put
I
himself
thought maybe he should have played F7 while the
Queen
rooks were
E7,
disconnected.
Queen
Now he's
E7.
going to go Queen E7, Queen takes
The king's gonna
D6.
run to A8. No, I don't believe in this
Yeah,
at all.
Hikaru's still going to hold, and if
Queen
Bishop
takes
E2,
F4 now, and that's a but 20 seconds, Danny.
oh my
20 seconds
gosh,
is simply too much.
it's bananas. It's bananas in chat. It's bananas everywhere.
I'm
It's
seeing like 1 out of 10 positions, 10 games where Levon has realistic winning chances because usually the
Yep,
deficit on the clock is too much.
yep. Well, so what do you do in these cases? I mean, I know we're kind of beating a dead horse when you say, well, there's not much you can do against Hikaru, but
I do like the opening choices. He's
okay,
the positions for him to work from are better. Even this one is probably a little worse for him than normal, but is also more imbalanced as a result.
right.
Okay, this one objective. Okay, this one particular is really bad. Knight takes d7. I don't know. There's a lot of
Yeah,
moves
I
here.
mean, I would.
But
Oh,
like,
I'm surprised Hikaru didn't do what you said, Knight takes D7, but okay.
but something something a little bit
Yeah,
better than this.
the
But
rook is flipping over on the third rank anyway.
yeah, yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, doubling on the A file. Watch out for tactics where the C pawn pushes. Oh, so Levon says no, thank you to that. Puts the knight on C6.
Um,
But okay, here
Vaughn's
comes
playing
Bishop
this one on
B5.
Rook G3. This is going to be a resignation
Oh, he
for
almost has F4, then F5, then H6, then King. Oh yeah, actually,
yeah,
so Hikaru decides he has to part ways.
that game is very unpleasant unless the king gets to d5. Maybe the king gets to d5, Danny, and I think
Okay.
I've overestimated. Oh,
Oh, rook takes C6. Oh, that was so
Rook
nasty.
c6, and
Dude,
that's
you and I both just did our emotes from our channel. I went Chess.com OMG, and you made that face. Dude, that was just nasty by Hikaru. It was,
we
oh my
all fell for it. We all
gosh, that was ridiculous. And Hikaru You know what he did too? He saw it coming. Like he played it. Like he saw as soon as the king touched that landmine on e5, boom goes the dynamite. He knew it was happening. Wow. That was sick.
Levon sacrificing another exchange for the bishop
Yep.
pair and maybe king position, although it's not like a white's king is going to be safe.
So you put the rook on b5, you play bishop h6. No, okay, he backs up first.
I think okay, you win b7, but the next few moves are not going to be attacking. You need to just find good squares for your pieces because your king is going to be a little loose itself. H5 is a great move, depriving.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hikaru aware that the e
blunder
pawn is
pawn.
sort of poisoned because of white's king sitting on e1.
Yeah, that's what he thought, but it looks like it's not the
Maybe he should have
case.
taken, huh, with the bishop.
Queen d2, queen d4. Looking for a queen move. This is looking great for Love. Oh, never mind.
Oh, queen takes f5, and it's double
Another
check for mate, everybody.
another
If
mistake
if
here.
pawn takes, I'm going to show you the
Hikaru is
tactic
sharper
while I
right
can.
now.
If pawn takes, knight f3 was checkmate.
Oh, if Levon is not tilting at this point, that's impressive. Because that was very frustrating. He had his attack there.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
how
wow.
quickly Hikaru snapped that piece off, a little demoralizing.
Dirty, dirty. And you know, again,
He's
Hikaru set up.
anticipating Levon's blunders.
Yeah, he
That's
is.
how
He
quickly
set
he's
up the
playing
e
them. He's almost,
file.
it seems like he's actually anticipating.
Agreed. I agree 100%. You completed my sandwich there. I was going to say that he set up the e file anticipating that this was going to
Yeah.
happen, and yep,
So
crazy
Hikaru
stuff.
here has, again, one of those positional setups. Just hammer the d6 pawn, put your knight on h2 to f3. Okay, here he's just going to win a pawn. But these slow games, you're going to have to play d5 or b5 immediately. Break, focus on the e3 pawn, kick that knight off of c3. You
Yeah.
got a square on e4. Levon's got to go all out right now. Well, there's
Ooh.
tactics, as usual. Bishop g7 and d4. Is
Yeah.
that another pawn? That's just a blunder
By
by
Levon.
Levon's blundering a few too many pawns here. The right idea, but a
Yeah,
few too
and
many
here comes rook
blunders. And
d8,
there's
and it wins
there's
the
another
queen.
blunder.
Oh, he
Because
has rook c8 though. He doesn't have to resign.
doesn't have to resign. It just forces more pieces off, and that's certainly,
Yep.
and he does
But he
resign.
does resign, and we actually have reached the halfway point. I'm not sure whether this game will continue and count or whether it'll be aborted. It is. We will let the players know that they can take a quick break, and they can. We're going to take a quick break as usual at the halfway point. These guys have a chance to refresh themselves before they wreck themselves. Eric and I will be right back with more action of the first Bullet Chess Championship in history in just a few moments. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us here as the Bullet Chess Championship rolls on. And Eric and I wanted to back up to one of the more thrilling tactics of the day so far. So, Eric, as you said, it felt like Hikaru knew that the e file was going to be a thing. Maybe objectively, Bishop takes d5 should be played. But walk us through what Hikaru did here and why you think he had already spied this mate in the back of his mind.
Well, I actually didn't see it at all. When you said Hikaru was setting up something on e-file, I thought, no, that's just the pawn and that's a blunder. But definitely saw some sort of configuration here. So after h5, knight takes e7, rook e8. Now, the reason that I thought this didn't work is because the knight goes back to, like, the knight can go to f5. I understand knight d5. We have the, Hikaru can do the same tactic if he wants, even
Right.
queen d5. And here, both moves are made.
Aha. Yeah.
Knight f3 and knight d3. But
Okay.
there was knight f5, and Levon saw that. He maybe didn't see it actually, and he just thought it was a more natural square because you want to
Uh-huh.
keep knight on the board. So after knight
Well, it
f5,
hits d6 and threatens bishop
d6,
h6,
right?
right? So,
So then queen e6, and it looks like a normal defensive move. Actually, probably knight d6 works right now with his bishop h6 idea.
yeah,
But
that's actually let's show that tactic just to see that again, regardless of the fact that it worked out and it's an instructive moment, probably objectively again shouldn't have really worked for Hikaru. Oops. I apparently I reset the game
what did
there.
Danny?
That
When
was my
Danny?
fault. So it doesn't matter. The next games are going to begin. That was totally my fault.
Oh, that's
Dude,
okay.
I deleted
We
the
got to
game.
show one little tactic there. Hikaru's ready.
Dude,
Awesome.
I just clicked delete on the game. That's totally my fault.
Did you delete their game or just the one
No,
that
no, just
happened?
our analysis.
Oh, they just started, Danny.
Okay, good timing. Saved by the bell. Um, Anyway, but yeah, it was you were just going to show the mate there that everyone who's with us probably saw, but instructive, and Hikaru just kind of like a great white, smelling blood in the water, and like you said, maybe anticipating Levon's blunders at this point.
Yeah, Hikaru's very good at sensing when people are tilted. He references it often when he's streaming and whatnot. Oh, I can tell so and so is tilted or playing worse, and he can adjust his play to reflect that. So
Right.
he's yeah, and well, he did just blunder a pawn, and Levon, no reason here not to really push this game. Use the A file, bring your king in. Use the A file, double rooks.
Yep.
Um, some natural play. Okay, D4 is hanging.
Ooh, D4.
He's going for a very forcing line, and that might be good because he's got a pretty deep pawn on C6. Rook
And what's
takes.
he want? He wants A7, I guess. Okay.
I'm worried about H4, but the bishop can go to E5, so maybe that's not a problem.
No, I agree with you. That seems
But
okay. He gets it
Hikaru
out
is
early.
getting counterplay because it's hard to actually advance the C pawn right now. Who's going to mate who? Now there's Rook
Yeah,
B1 mate. Okay, knight takes F3, bishop
he's
E5.
got the
Okay,
bishop
so
there.
this is very dangerous for both sides because
Yep.
now you might be
Now
doing
there's knight
some knight
D5 though.
E6. Ah, he just wants to trade.
I thought he would have kept the seventh ring pressure like you were calling
Wow.
for.
Can you
Wait, he's
They can
gonna
go to
mate him.
H3, Danny. The king
Oh
can go to
my!
H3,
Oh, he's
and then
got
G5,
H3 and
and
he
then G5,
laughs.
and then G5. Oh,
Who's gonna mate who? It's got to be mate for white.
it's
Come
got to
on.
be made for
Okay.
white.
Rook
Oh,
H8.
Hikaru's slippery here.
Hikaru is like, I don't see a
King
mate.
takes F6. Now he's winning. I think he's got this. Oh, I think
Oh
he's got
my
this. King
gosh,
up, king
Hikaru.
up,
Hikaru can't even believe it himself.
king up again.
And there's G4 mate coming. Oh, but he let him get a queen?
No,
Oh,
but
but it doesn't
G4.
matter.
Knight takes. Rook
Okay,
takes.
very nice. But he's got knight G5.
Yeah,
The king's gonna run, and Hikaru's gonna win
he's
on
gonna win
time
on time.
regardless. And that was just Hikaru is shaking his head. Everybody knows that that was a game that
That's just crazy. But he handles the chaos so
right.
decisively.
Yep.
Even though there are crazy moves being played, he's able to just make a move with his mouse.
Yep.
I see a move like that and I just go into it.
Right. It's like the chess player in you takes over. I need to find the right move here, and he just like you could see it on his facial expression. He was kind of surprised that he wasn't mated, but he gave us a Caro number 11, which is
Yeah.
the slightly doubtful nod, but still semi confident.
Now knight's going to f4, but you are down a pawn and pieces are getting traded. So rook there first, knight f4, rook c2. Okay, so Levon, rook e8, doing fantastic. Uh, this is a really good position.
Okay, the rooks are going to
Some
come off
counterplay
here.
though,
And,
some counterplay with rook d7, king f6,
okay,
king
there's
f6.
knight f4 coming, and
Now this is
Levon's.
very unpleasant, but how is Levon down 12 seconds? I'm trying to figure that out.
Yep.
Now Hikaru, you know what he often really does is he's very good at getting an active king right away.
Yeah.
Senses the moment where he's in a box and he hates that, and he always like goes for active counterplay.
And you think it's also something that he's gotten? Okay, he's played so much online chess, right? He was
Yeah.
raised on ICC. Um, you think he just senses when a lot of people are afraid of danger? He knows the right thing to do is just to bring the king into danger,
Mhm.
and that's probably the right practical thing.
Yeah, if he doesn't see something, he'll go into it.
Right.
He won't just be like that looks bad. No,
Right.
he doesn't see it. Let's do it. He trusts himself a lot, as he should. And well, I mean, the draw breaks the streak, Danny, but this is a runaway score
Yep.
because Levon
16 to
is
3.
not really. It's not a match where you can say he left a lot of points on the board.
Somebody predicting a 40 to 20 score on the Chess TV chat. Diamond Mr. Raven. I don't know that Levon's going to get to 20, but Hikaru might get to 40. Um, the
Knight d5. You can take and play g5. Bishop g3. You have this idea of taking on e5 and playing knight c6, or this.
Queen takes
This
e4.
is a good
Okay,
position. Open position for the two bishops as
Yep.
long as you don't get a piece trapped. The light squares are really weak. What's Levon thinking about? Oh, he's
Ooh, seemed,
that was just
that seemed just completely unnecessary by
completely
Levon.
unnecessary because I thought you just had the two bishops. You move your queen back, but you
Yep.
just burned 14 seconds doing that. And I know I'm just like reading the timeout, but these are significant time advantages
Yep.
uh, given.
Okay, queen takes
There's,
f2 and
you
queen
know,
takes f1, and it's over.
that's
Yeah,
a,
Levon is tilting himself right now. I mean,
yeah.
he had the bishop pair, as you pointed out. That f pawn could never really push to f4
I
without the
don't
e
think it
file being an
could
issue.
unless
Yeah, I don't think it was a threat. Very strange. You know what's
here it
not
comes
strange?
up. Look at
The
it, the
Twitch
bomb
chat.
cloud, Danny.
What?
Bomb cloud's here.
Bon Cloud, is he doing it?
Yeah, yeah, he played
Oh,
King E2.
he's played the Bon Cloud. Thanks to everybody that's with us. Whether you're on Twitch or Chess TV, we're
And
watching you. Some people playing Guess the Move too.
we have to
Ooh,
thank Hikaru because first of all he has a terrible position.
Hikaru's gonna get
He's,
mated
he's
here.
trying to rile up Levon. Levon might play better as a result. I think this might.
Might backfire.
I think maybe he wants a few game
Oh,
over.
the rook is defended. Hikaru just forgets it and laughs it off. All right, well, if he now loses two in a row, Hikaru might regret that a little bit.
I don't think he's regretting it.
I don't think he's gonna. I don't think Hikaru regrets much.
I
But
don't think he's regretting it.
as we can see, everybody, the
He's
hair
got
is
a
poking.
13
23
game
minutes.
lead here. It's almost mathematically impossible to catch up. Not quite, but it's close there. Some would say that's disrespectful, Danny. What's your perspective?
We had this happen in the Speeches Championship, and Robert and I had a kind of a long debate. I think that from the perspective that you're playing one of the best players in the world. In that case, I believe it was also. Wait, was it also Levon? It was. Did he also play it against Wesley? Okay, yeah. And I think Robert was like, yeah, it's pretty disrespectful to do that. But then, again, in an online match setting where he's doing it for the fans, and the fans, are kind of like there to see Hikaru. He has a Twitch channel, all that stuff. By the way, shout out to the cheer there. Thank you so much for the bits. I don't know. I have a little bit more of an entertainer's mindset on it. I can see why people think it's a little disrespectful, though.
Well, you alluded to the audience, and that's always a good way to go. Blame the audience, blame the
I,
chat.
I,
I,
I
I,
blame the audience
yeah,
anytime I might be saying something wrong.
me too.
But, I mean, it is
The
true, right? I
C5
mean,
check. Are you not getting Rook F4?
ooh, I think he is. And now a discovered check, and he wins the queen.
Oof.
And it's just, it's Rover right now. It's Rover. Red Rover. Send Levon right over. Um, yeah, I think Hikaru doesn't do it more than once, but it just shows that I don't know. I mean, he's kind of on another planet in this. So, obviously Magnus Carlsen was invited to the Bullet Chess Championship, not able to play. But, you know, I believe Hikaru Nakamura in 1-0 is much, much stronger than 1-1. And, it's easier to say, but I believe Hikaru would beat Magnus and anybody in this format. What do you think? Is that a little bit too far, or are you having
I
the
agree with
experience
the
you have
first
with
part
Hikaru?
of the
What would you think?
statement, and I don't know at 1-0. 1-1 is not a good indicator for 1-0. So I agree with the first part, and that could mean Hikaru is the best.
Right.
I there are some, the two players in the world who would bomb cloud are Magnus and Hikaru, which is sort of funny. Two of the most
Right.
popular players and two of the
Right.
best, but they're the only ones who will they're way better than everyone else. Like they're in a
Right.
tier of their own. That's for sure.
Well, let me put it this way then. Other than Magnus, do you think anybody else has a chance against Hikaru? For example, let's
No,
say MVL or
no,
Bortnik.
no,
I
no,
mean,
no, 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 no,
no.
no. Not
Yeah.
even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. I mean, the Hikaru Ferrugia match was great, but Hikaru wasn't playing great, and he still had winning
Yes.
positions almost all the time. He could have had yeah. I mean, Ferrugia will get stronger, so I'm looking forward to that. But Hikaru wasn't in good form, in my opinion.
And I think in Bullet, I honestly think that it's easy for like media to take the angle that these guys are disrespected. I highly doubt that Levon would be disrespected by the Bon Cloud because he knows it's online Bullet. I mean, we just saw H4 H5 by Levon. I mean, I think these guys understand that it's a bit of a different format, and it's frustrating. I think when you're just losing that badly, regardless of what openings your opponent's playing, like you're just pissed, right? I mean, that's the truth.
Yeah. No, I mean, Levon, when during a calendar year does Levon get beaten so badly?
Right.
Just here, just against Hikaru, just in the bullet. It's
Right.
not a pleasant feeling because it's not going to happen to him in other situations. But Hikaru is just a monster
Yep.
in bullet, and if you're not sharp, if you're not practiced, you're going to feel it.
Here, I feel like something really dirty is about to happen on the A file. Hikaru is
Something very dirty is going to happen on the A file, and uh,
It'll be rook b2, and then
Not gonna
it'll.
be
Oh,
easy to sleep here.
wait, there's no mate. Hikaru
There's a
pauses.
mate. There's a mate. You can take with the other pawn as well. You play c4, and then you do queen takes a2, and then rook check.
You fill the square, and then you sack the queen and drop the rook
Yeah.
on
So
a3.
so just c4 next move, and then queen takes e2.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Oh, and Levon just resigns because of it. Wowzers, everybody. Look how fast Eric spotted that. The idea was you fill the escape square for the king, and then you can go to full sack town on the A file. Wow, wow, wow. That's just he's up 20-4. I mean, it's that's that scoreboard. Do we need to say anything else? By the way, nice Twitch cup. Is that from TwitchCon? I got one too.
Yes. Yes. There's water in here. Yeah. TwitchCon.
Eric,
Yeah.
we're sippy cup buddies. Yay.
Danny. Hope we can be more than just sippy cup buddies.
hmm
Oh, yeah.
One day. In San Francisco, by the way, if you're just getting here, a reminder, the Pro Chess League Finals is coming up May 4th and 5th. Grandmaster Eric Hansen will be playing a simul for those looking to be with the Chess Bra, who's, oh, Eric, you're right here, right? So there you go. Make sure you get your tickets for San Francisco and meet us there for what will be quite the time. All right. Well, I'm already looking
Is it going to
forward
be a
to the
safe place for me, Danny? Is Hikaru going to be there?
Hikaru won't be because he's obviously he's got the Grand Chess Tour
Ah,
date.
okay. Okay. Okay.
So
Well, then I'll be, yeah. Come
yeah,
by. I'll be in a good mood, everyone.
yeah.
And we're gonna have a good time watching the piece.
There won't be any late night blitz abuse. At least not from Hikaru to Eric. It might be from Eric to me. Eric might bring the.
Yeah, we'll have a nice. Hopefully, we
We'll,
get
we'll
some good
see.
guys out. You, maybe Danya. We can have a bit of a bullet
Yep.
rumble review of us. That'd be
Plus, I think I'm allowed to reveal people that are coming. It's coming out anyway. Plus, there's no real advantage. Hikaru just wins again, because the teams don't know who they're playing. So I will confirm that Fabiano Caruana is coming, and we know that he was spotted playing Flip Cup with you guys the other night. So we'll see how wild Fabi gets. He's got to focus to help the Bishops win the whole thing. So we'll see. But
Danny, are you
um,
following me on Instagram, or did you see through
I
or not?
I've said often I don't follow, I don't even believe in Instagram. It's not a thing. I don't see it, therefore it doesn't exist. But my producer keeps me informed of
Good,
social media.
good, good, good. It's
So
good to, yeah.
it is 20-4 right now. Oh, sorry, 21-4.
Vaughn's
I'm
down
already
10
looking
seconds
ahead
and
to
the bishop
MVL
pair.
Bortnik.
Okay, e6, e6. You got to play e6.
There you go.
Yeah, I don't have any follow up.
Yeah.
This is 95. Okay. No, but Levon's actually not getting good positions either. Like it's really hard for me to envision him doing well if he's not even like there are some days where Hikaru gets really bad positions and he might still win, but he consistently gets bad positions or
hmm
and he's still like a very strong, but he's like not in danger. Okay, blundered a pawn here. That was something. But most games have been fairly harmless.
Okay, rook d8.
You're gonna just try to hammer down the d5 pawn. I'm not
Yeah, I
sure.
thought that's what he was going to do instead of c4, but he
Yeah.
transitions. Hikaru
Hikaru's up
gets
16
the.
seconds, but he's going all in. Bishop c4 check.
Okay, here we
Uh,
go, Levon.
this should be losing for Hikaru.
Hikaru, yeah, gets
The time.
b4. Shaking his head. The
Three
bishop's coming to e4
pawns.
with check, and then this. Ooh, Hikaru tries to get a mating net. Ah, Levon
Levon
just
just
hung the
leaves.
knight.
Yep. Bishop b7. But now Levon's not winning the game, Daddy. Levon's
Yep,
probably gonna lose.
he's spying the clock, and he knows he was in trouble. And just like that, even when you're outplaying him,
Okay.
do you have enough time? Oh, but the bishop on e8 and go for it. Okay, he does get rid of
Get it
it
right in
just in
time.
time.
I was
Avoids the
worried that
draw.
Levon would flag there, and that'd be a little a little sad. But he did get the last pawn in time. Still, a draw when you're up 3 pawns in endgame and barely scraping by because of the time deficit is that's Levon is getting a half point, 1 point every 6 games, and that's why we're not talking about comeback because it's just about
Yep.
getting a half point here and a half point there.
So now we see a different approach than he was playing earlier against Hikaru's hippopotamus here. So what are your thoughts on or the B3 ready English whatever the Hikaru system? They
I
just need
think
to
I
name
think
it the
Hikaru's
Hikaru
put so
system.
much online that when he's playing these systems, he knows them really well, and they're tried and tested. They're good choices for the time control. If
Yep.
they were bad over all the years he's played hundreds of thousands of games, he would switch it to some other things. But
Yep.
this is stood strong
Yep.
against everyone. That's why he won SEC last year
Yep.
and these bold events regularly. No one
Hikaru
has,
is,
people can equalize, but then you're still playing bullet against Hikaru. No, no easy task.
and he's down 20 seconds. In addition to the fact that he's still going to be under the fire of
Yeah.
a G file attack here, probably.
I was really slow yesterday in the qualifiers, and this reminds me of that, but worse because there's internet issues. And,
Look at that move, Bishop A3,
well,
out of
Levon's
the
gonna
out of the
play
corner
even if he
pocket.
survives this. Like Rook D7. What does he think about Rook D7? He
He
just
had to play
resigns.
Rook D7 just fast. He's just too fast. He's just too fast. But the fact that Levon is mixing it up now, is that, I mean, a good or a bad thing, right? I mean, at
It's
this
not
point, I
mixed.
guess
Like
if
I thought his E4 positions in the his Grand Prix setup was better.
right.
These positions, where's the Levon with the G4 or the H4? Now I not persuaded.
Yep.
This is really one-sided, unfortunately. A lot of us have been there. A lot of us have been there. Um, I mean, if you're looking from the perspective of like how do you improve on this, if you're in the Levon situation, he does have to play more bullet,
Yep.
and even then doesn't really. You're still playing the best player, but the speed the speed could be improved. That's a easier fix, but you have to put your mind to it. You can't play bullet a couple times a year and take down Hikaru.
Alexander Donchenko in the chat, Pro Chess League player, and saying that he's also at Bundesliga and knows that Levon is playing from the hotel lobby. Um, but the internet seems to be better here for Levon in the second half. I'll say that. We haven't really had many games, but lost
This is
because
this
of
is
bad
a very
Wi-Fi.
very good position. I'm just worried about the time. And okay, now that the queen's off, Hikaru's not going to get mated. He might be in big trouble, but he's not getting mated. And then
Yep.
how does
And the problem
Levon?
is Levon is running out of time to win.
I love this king maneuver, by the way. Remember I said Hikaru loves to bring the king? It just
Oop.
happens. He does it all the time. This is rook
And
g4 check.
now Levon's in trouble. He
Oh,
just
oh,
misses the
game
bishop
over.
on c4, and it's going to be over. King takes b5, of course, would have been fine. But Hikaru doesn't even need to go for it. Just makes simple moves, and Levon runs out on the clock. So, wow. Well, you know what? It's it's Hikaru's world when it comes to bullet chess, and we're just living in it. So, MVL Bortnick coming right up. So if you
Mm-hmm.
are just getting here, don't go anywhere. This is the match that determines the first person who will play in the championship tomorrow on Sunday. But we have another match coming up right after this. Maxime Vachier-Lagrave defeated Federico Perez-Ponza barely. It was exciting. It came down to overtime, and Maxime won the first game in the extra portion. So will he be able to rinse and repeat that performance against Bortnick? He usually avoids dandruff. Good shampoo there. Practices. Rinse and repeat. Never mind.
Yeah, that match I have close to 50-50.
I got you laughing. You know it. Shout out for that prime explosion. You don't even know why you're here. Like, why did you take this job, Aaron? Have you seen our studio, Eric? Let's get a
I
studio shot.
I saw
Aaron, what's
I
up,
saw
dude? Show
studio shot.
everybody how you're doing over there. Rethinking your life decisions, why you work at Chess.com.
No, the studio is
Yeah,
nice.
there you go.
By Arizona.
I gotta get a Hanson fathead. That's
How
next,
do you
dude.
not have that though?
I
How do
know,
you
dude. I
not have
got you. I got you covered. I'm gonna get your emote
people
as a
people like
fathead.
making
That'll.
fun of my face
Yeah, I'll get it.
more than like a lot of other people. Like
I'll get it. I got it. Coming our way. Oh man. Okay, wait. Hikaru's gonna lose one. That's enough time to win a king and pawn ending.
um, is it winning?
I think he can. Could he
Because
drive up
you
both
you,
pawns?
you push
Maybe
both
it's
pawns
not
and
winning.
then at some point you bring the king in. Is
He's
that it?
baiting him.
How? Yeah,
King
he's doing
beats.
this.
Oh, he
Yeah, yeah.
goes for it.
That's the way. That's the way to do it.
There you
Right.
go. Shout out to Goon Recruiter. Shout out to Chess Bay with the sub gifted to Goon Recruiter. Thank you for being here.
We had that same end game in the Pro League this year. Sarge won a nice game like that. You let the
All right, well,
pawn
shout
run,
out to
but
Levon
you
right there.
mate with
Takes a
the
big one.
king.
Only 9 minutes left, then we will have a likely very short break before our last semifinal match. Be here tomorrow. Sunday is the championship. And this has been quite the fun event. Obviously, we're going to do this again, Eric. A lot of discussion about how much people have enjoyed this crazy bullet stuff here. So Amon
And
played
there's
really well in the qualifiers, by the way.
bullet addicts everywhere in the world.
Everywhere, right?
We're just everywhere, and we like having an opportunity to throw some punches. Although not against Hikaru.
Yeah.
Not like this. Although I must say, I don't think Hikaru is playing at his peak. I believe he's playing against Levon. He
Yeah.
knows how to win this match. He knows what moves to make, but he's not being pushed to the maximum, or he's not having to like play. I mean, the margin is just so wide that you know.
Shout out to an anonymous gifter to Hanson is here. So there you go. Appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Hanson is here, by the way.
I am. I am.
Hanson in the house. I mean, so you've been across 3,000 bullet, right?
Yes, I
Have you
got
ever?
up to 3075.
Okay,
Earlier.
I was going to ask if you ever peaked over 3,100.
No. It's up. Danny and I often have late night sessions. We haven't in a
Yeah.
few weeks, which is probably why I did so bad the other day. And that's usually where a lot of rating is exchanged.
Yeah.
You play for hours.
Who owns the lifetime record between you and Naroditsky?
He does. He does. I think. Yeah. I think recent ones were like six. We played a 100 game match. It was like 60-40.
Okay.
Yeah, for him.
Hikaru again, just kind of milking the clock right now. Levon doing his best to keep up, but not enough time in the world. Should I troll Hikaru and give Levon 20 seconds back on the clock in one game? Do you want me to do it?
Well, I'm all for trolling or.
What if I do it?
If you
What
ask
if I
me,
give
I'm
Levon
gonna
20
go beyond
seconds?
that.
Would that be funny?
Oh, I would do. Oh, yeah. Like, take off his rook.
I
Take
have
off
all these
his nine.
crazy match commands, and I get a little drunk with power sometimes.
Oh, I
So
mean, Danny, I'm all
chat loves it.
for some added.
Should I do it?
The
I think
thing
I'm gonna
is,
do it.
I'm not worried about maybe Levon won't like it because then it looks like we're almost playing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I don't want to upset Levon. That's my worry.
so that's what I'm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like we're getting. Yeah, so let's keep it
Yeah.
as it is.
Next time Hikaru's streaming, though, again, he's plowing
But
down
if it was
against somebody.
against me, you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, next time you're dual streaming with him, I'm going to do it until Hikaru notices it. Just give you like 5 seconds here and there.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. We really shouldn't do that. I mean, but it is funny when.
People saw Danny. You just came up with that idea out of the blue. You've been thinking about this for a while.
Well,
You've
I
been
mean,
wanting
yes,
to do
a
this.
little bit of both. I
Yeah.
still don't know who the staff member was that trolled me. And Aaron knows, and he's keeping it secret. You don't know? Are you keeping it secret, though?
66. This is an unpleasant endgame unless White's king gets in trouble, but I don't think so. Just queen d6,
Okay,
king
queen
g2,
d6.
very safe position. Knight e3 can be annoying. Oh, well,
C7.
queen e5 check maybe. No, you're just going straight for it. Is he going to play king f1? Hikaru's up on time. All he needs is
He's
to
going
not
to do
allow
it.
perpetual.
He's going to walk the dog here.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't allow perpetual. Queen e5.
Ooh. Wait.
Then you have queen e7 check and it's mate.
Oh, and queen of 8 is
It's queen
mate.
f8.
Oh
The
my
king on h4
gosh,
covers.
that was nasty. If king h6, queen f8 was mate, and if king g8, Hikaru gets a second queen. It was mate on the board, everybody, which is why Levon resigned. And I think he's maybe a little confused about the time remaining. There we go. The next one begins. Wow, that was crazy.
Well, Hikaru is getting closer and closer to his, I think, peak bullet rating. Danny, that must be around 3280.
Yep, I said that I thought he might ride it all the way to 3,300. There's not enough time there, but yeah, this is one of those things where It's getting out of control. Yep. Well, one of the reasons why we actually have the format that we do for the championship, Eric, is partly to avoid situations like this. I'm really curious what you think about this. I already asked Eric, and I'm going to remind everybody it is the daily question. Get involved and let us know what you think, because what are we witnessing right now, Eric? Is Levon a worse bullet player than Hikaru? Of course he is, but is he this much worse? Probably not in terms of where the tilt kicks in. And so this format tomorrow is designed to break things up. A win counts as a point, and just like in tennis, you need 6 points to win a set. But what that allows is, let's say even if you lose a set 6-0, Eric, well, it refreshes, and you always have a chance in theory, even if you're down 2 sets to nothing, to come all the way back. So I'm actually really excited to try this tomorrow, especially, let's say it's MVL or Bortnik versus Nakamura. Will that change things? Will that allow somebody to recover when they're otherwise kind of tilting against someone like Nakamura?
Danny, I really like that format, not just as a tennis fan, but with the reasons you explained. If you start off 0-4, you have that tilt, you still have a chance of recovering. It happens to me all the time. Bullet is very streaky, and I think this will be accommodating to this for both sides, because every good bullet player still goes on tilt and has
Right.
these streaks. So I think no one will really complain about that, because we've all been there, and this gives a chance to come back. And I like tennis format anyways.
Right. I'm
Um,
excited to hear you say that. Yeah, we've been thinking about this for a while. It was actually proposed by a staff member of ours 2 years ago for the second SCC, and we voted against it there. But we thought that the bullet format, especially because, like you said, it is so streaky, it is so much about momentum. It's really the ideal place to give this sort of
Blundered a
format a try.
piece.
Oh, and Hikaru blunders a piece. He's not happy. Oh, and then he blunders his queen. Okay, there you go. Um, All right. Well, if you're just joining us now, you have even more of a reason to tune in tomorrow, because now you know what the format is, and get involved with the daily question on Twitter. I know that you hear Eric's opinion. Obviously, we like the
Yeah.
idea and we're excited for it, but let us know your opinion. Use the hashtag BulletChess on Twitter, and let us know if you also like the format. So,
I mean, Canada is a stronger tennis country than a chess country, so maybe it'll help us. I'll take it. I'll take it.
all right. Well, there you go. Shout out to our last gifted sub there from Kitty. Thank you so much. All right.
Thanks, Kitty.
Levon's about to get on a roll here. He's about to win two in a row. I can feel it. Uh, well, he's also down 15 seconds on the clock, so maybe I'm not sure what I'm feeling.
Hikaru looks pretty solid here. White pawns are pretty weak on e4 and f4. Well, 18 seconds. Counterplay against f4, c file. Yeah, queen takes c2, knight takes f4, both being threatened. These are
Whoa,
looking good.
2,000 bits there. Awesome. Thank you so much. Appreciate that.
And Moscatel also supported me yesterday when I was really suffering during the tournament. He gave
Yeah.
me some bits. So shout out to Moscatel.
Way to go. Way to help pick people up when they're down. I mean, assuming I don't know. I think he just looks at me and assumes I'm down. But all right. What do we got? We got one more game or not? I think Levon thinks there's one more game left, and here we go. This is it. We're getting set for Bortnik, Maxime Vacher-Lagrave. Um, yeah, okay, Tommy clarifies. That guy lifts us up while the rest of chat kicks me while I'm down. That's pretty typical. And Eric, I guess.
He might be referring to me. He's
Yeah, I think he might be referring to you. But we're getting set for the next semifinals, so don't go anywhere. It's going to be a blast. Obviously, Hikaru Nakamura showing his might. Kudos to Levon Aronian for pushing through and still,
yeah. He's still trying to win games.
yep, still trying to win games.
And he did pick up a couple. And he is sacrificing against this Larson, but he's got like no counterplay here. As pieces get traded off, there we go, 94. But just trade off some pieces, maybe some more rook c1. You're just running out of material.
Yep. And if
I didn't know about that tennis format. I like that.
you excited for that?
I
Yeah.
am excited for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hopeful too. I mean, I think that it could, as you said. I mean, obviously there's some unique things about that format that we've never had before. For example, in theory, like a 5 set tennis match, it could go on and on and on forever, right? I mean, if nobody wins by two,
A4 here to set up queen e6 check and bishop a3, but maybe he just played h6. It was just a try.
yeah, yeah.
But no, h6 and black safe. Levon is catching up this game because, oh, never mind.
Queen b8.
Although if queen a7, you pick up
Yep,
the
bishop falls.
queen b3. There's the queen b3.
And
Although that's
officially the
not a,
match is over. Time is up. Levon looks like he'll resign, and we will have an interview before we are joined by the two new players, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave and Alexander
yeah.
Bortnik. But um, the the interviews with these two players are coming right up, right after we take a very, very quick break. Please don't go anywhere. Interviews with Hikaru Nakamura and Levon Aronian when we return. And we are joined once again by the man of the hour, the man of the day, Grandmaster Hikaru Nakamura, who, well, you were dominant, Hikaru, and this one wasn't really close. How difficult is it, even for the world's best, to recover when the tilt is real?
Yeah, I mean, I think I put the pressure on Levon very early, and I think once he fell down like 3 or 4 games at the start, I mean, it just wasn't going to be his day. But I think in the second game, maybe I blundered a piece. I made a pre-move blunder, and then I won the game. And I mean, I think if Levon had won that game, it would have at least been interesting for longer. But I think once he lost that game and then he lost a couple more in a row, it was just very hard for him to stay interested. So, I mean, the score, I mean, I kind of ran it up there at the end, but I don't think that's, necessarily indicative of how good Levon is.
Yeah, and on that note, I'm not sure if you, of course you know this, you're in the event, but so one of the reasons why we have the format we do tomorrow is in regards to set up the games within sets, is in part to consider the idea that you allow people to recover even if 6 games goes badly. In theory, you can win the next set, right? Do you like this idea, especially for this type of online chess format where you guys are playing so many games back to back to back? There's no rest day to recover. Is it going to be easier to avoid tilt for people, you think, in the format we're trying tomorrow?
I mean, I feel like I tilt probably the least of anyone of the top players. I mean, I would have really liked to, I said this earlier. I would have liked to have had this format where you play straight through most points against someone like Fallujah. I think the sets format is favorable to other players, perhaps players who are a little bit who aren't quite as strong as say someone like Ferrugia or Magnus, perhaps. But for me, I mean, it's the format that it is, and I feel like if you tilt, that's on you to avoid tilting. But again, even in Bullet, I tilt quite a bit from time to time too. So it's all relative.
Right. Levon, you're with us again. Thank you so much for being here, man. So obviously it was a tough match. We know Hikaru's fast, and we know there was also some connectivity issues early on. But again, you played really well against Sergey. But did you feel that once you lost a couple games in a row early, that it was just hard to recover?
Yeah, generally this is not really my format. I would say I'm
Yeah.
not a bullet player, but it was fun. I enjoyed it. The only unpleasant moments were, I had the position, but I was getting such lag that I was just losing.
Yeah.
That was unpleasant. But other than that, I had my fun, even though, it's not fun losing, but still, it was, it's fast and you don't have to think. So.
Yeah. That sounds good. Sorry, I didn't have another question ready. Well, you're obviously going to be trading places here with your teammate in the Bundesliga, and Maxime will be sitting down to take on Bortnik. What are your thoughts on Maxime's chances here to beat Bortnik and play Hikaru tomorrow?
Well, if it doesn't get connectivity problems, I think Maxi Boy is a beast. I trust my teammate to show his class.
Is that only because he's staring right into your eyes right now? Or no, I'm kidding.
Of course.
Of course. So now tell us what you really think. Maxime, leave the room. No, just kidding. Well, Levon, yeah, it was fun, and there were some really exciting moments in games, and obviously we're really appreciative that you guys did this in between the Bundesliga matches there. But I don't really have any other questions. I know that it was interesting to face Hikaru's. Actually, I do have one. Facing Hikaru's online bullet kind of repertoire, where Hikaru is really well known for this B3 system and getting these middle game structures he's played probably more than any grandmaster in history. What are your thoughts on objectively what the best approach is against that, and why it's hard to face a system that somebody knows so well in online chess?
I guess Black should take on d4 and play d5. I mean, when I play d6 and c5, I guess that's the best way to face it. But I realized it too late. But generally, when one player is fast and he's talented with the mouse, and another player is brilliant but not talented with the mouse, 1 minute. Okay.
Right. Well, Hikaru, what do you think? You agree with Levon that that's one of the better systems to face against your well-known B3 stuff, or what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I think just in general, it's hard because it's always on black to prove it as opposed to white. Like that's the thing is you can just blitz out like 15, 20 moves with white. But I mean, I think the real problem is not only am I quick, but like I got a lot of these really bad positions, and somehow I was just able to find these resources really, really fast. I think that's like the hardest thing to deal with because Levon was winning probably 3 or 4 games in like rook and pawn endings, or he was like up a piece or like that. But somehow there were always these little tricks, and not only did I find them, but I found them usually in like 1 or 2 seconds instead of using like 5 seconds or something like that. So I think it's just, I think it's maybe just like the ability to forget and just go with the flow is maybe, but yeah, I mean, I think obviously systems are very important in Bullet, especially more so than Blitz. In Bullet, if you have a system you can get to like move 10 or 15, it makes a huge difference.
Well, Eric, I'll give you the last question or the last maybe piece of advice for Levon as somebody who's been there in a match against Hikaru. What are your words of encouragement here?
Oh, I mean, if you take me as an example, I'm not sure that's very encouraging. I look like a victim, but no, I thought I liked a lot of Levon's positions, but he was just down too much on the clock, heading into a lot of those sharp middle games where Hikaru was just playing even faster, as you were saying, 1 to 2 second replies and in some dangerous positions. So just like often, Levon was down 10 seconds, and no matter how well you play there, I mean, I guess you have to get those mouse skills up to par a bit more. But
and a good connection.
And a good connection. And a good connection, because it was just too much.
Maybe if you practice more Bug House with me, Levon, it'll be good. What do you think?
Yeah, but playing with you gives me a false sense of security. That's the problem.
Danny's a terrible Bug House partner.
He knows, and he is. I think.
I'm not good.
Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, you guys are great. Levon, enjoy the evening there, and thank you again for the chess here. Hikaru, congratulations. Obviously, we'll see you tomorrow for the championship. Best of luck there, regardless of who you face. I think that's it. I think we're going to take a very, very quick break, everybody, and when we return, we will be coming back to see Maxime Vachier-Lagrave take on Alexander Bortnik in the last semifinal of the day. Don't go anywhere.